Hi, humanity. This is from a beautiful nestled surroundings up in the corner of the northeast of Mumbai, almost called Deonar, bordering Chembur in Mumbai, in India. We're coming from there, and this beautiful nestled surroundings is a place which belongs to somebody who's a multipreneur, somebody who is an idol to be emulated. More of that somebody, suspense not meant, in a short while. But in the meanwhile, welcome humanity to another episode of Rodeo from the Rotary Club of Deonar. As a fellow rodeo, Suresh, Menon, it's my pleasure and an honor to come again and hosting another very, very precious, very, very, very landmark episode along with the amazing friend of the rodeo, Piyush Bhatia, the amazing podcaster who ensures that every single episode becomes an movement for communicating and for contributing to society in so many different ways. A true friend of the Rotarian in front of the camera, Piyush Bhatia himself. Hi Piyush.
Hi Suresh.
And behind the camera is the editor-producer Chirag Aggarwal, who would probably once in a while come in front of the camera, both of them are so synonymous with this show, along with Sharad, our amazingly, wonderfully patient cameraman. So here we go live on another wonderful episode, which is, like I said, a landmark episode, and also the episode which will be culminating this Rotary year, because we're now in the month of June, right? But before that, Piyush, how does it feel?
Super, I'm super excited as I know for sure that today we are going to uncover a lot of interesting contribution stories from our guest, and also I think she's holding a special position this year, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and super excited and to connect with you, to talk to you and bring across this message of this wonderful work that Rotarians have been doing, and especially the Rodeo Club in Mumbai, in Deonar,
yes.
Which is in Asia, which is in the world.
So Piyush is getting it right because he says Deonar and Chembur, no? He keeps missing it. That's why he wants to be clear that he knows where Deonar is in India and India is in Asia and all of that. But here, talking of the world, the India and Asia, the one and only Sangeeta Shahani. It's a pleasure and a honor. You can see my fingers almost like trembling out of awe and respect for this amazing, amazing idol who basically is synonymous with one thing. When you say Sangeeta, Sangeet, it means harmony. She's wore so many caps during her journey of the last 30 plus years. So many caps she wears today as a multipreneur. But one thing is so synonymous. She's absolutely in Sangeet, in harmony, in symphony with what she does. Always connected to society. I would not like to steal the thunder. Very, very exclusive. She's somebody who will not even talk about herself. Her shadow would not know what she did in terms of social work and communicating and contributing to humankind. But this time, we want to make it special. She's kindly consented to share with us what is it that is making her the unique Sangeeta Shahani, the president of the Rotary Club of Deonar this year. Let's hear from her, her words of wisdom, her words of duty, and the way she's evolved from point A to now. Let's hear what point A now is. Over to you, Sangeeta. Such an honor.
Thank you very much, Suresh, for your kind words, and I don't think I deserve the kind of praises you do give me, but nonetheless, since you asked me about my journey, I'll probably go through it in a quick short format. You see, we are Sindhis who come from the partition, and our parents have really struggled very, very hard. And I have come from very humble background and started working. So I did a job with, my first job was the UDI Yellow Pages. Then I went on to work with Rico, and then I went on to work with BPL Mobile. I started my business career with the call center.
Nice.
And when I started the call center, people will kind of say, "Kya hai?" and PCO booth hai kya aapka, that kind of thing. So I've always been involved in, something that is a new setup and I like to do things which are like, offbeat, like what you can say. And I got my education from a convent school. So the thought of wanting to give back to society is what my nun taught us in school. I think maybe Geeta, your wife, will also endorse that.
Absolutely. Rodeo convent.
We were told that you should give back, and that's why we at that time started a family, this thing where we are having an education trust since 2000, where we support more than 400 kids for education.
I see. And
which is for school.
What is it called? That trust is called?
It's called Educate the Children.
I see.
So these are school kids who don't get fees, maybe uniform, maybe books, maybe sometimes people request for benches, computers. It's case based, so that's what we do. And as far as my career, as far as my own business is concerned, I've always done things which are like new. So call center. Then now I have a culinary institute, which is actually not for people who are educated. We are getting people who are not educated, getting them to actually come and get the skills required and go on to the merchant navy and make money. So people who are probably, you can say if they are in the slum area or they are semi-literate, we still take them in, train them, groom them, give them soft skills and get them into this thing. So along with having this culinary institute that I have, I also take care of catering because that's how it gets related, and my students also get to get trained and stuff like that. Right. So we do have a restaurant, bar, banquet in a couple of places. And I've also freshly got into construction. In fact, one building of mine got ready. So as far as business is concerned, that's what I've been doing. And if you ask me about Rotary Club, which is the reason why we're all here today.
But before that, let me intervene. So you saw her going away quickly to Rotary. So let's celebrate Sangeeta. She said so much, so humbly. She almost wants to say, "Okay, आगे जाएंगे अपन, right? क्या? But look at this, the multipreneur. From starting from Yellow Pages and so on, and having into hospitality, into the restaurant business, into food, into training, into construction. Look at the multipreneur who's multifaceted in front of us, Sangeeta. I mean, this is not a folklore, okay? Not a story. This is real episode. We are all real, okay?
Yeah.
I can touch her, okay? Okay, it's not like she's made of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Somebody said, okay? So, and the fact that she's got that acumen, Madam President, we call her in the club, to be modest and also ride the wave. Sunrise industries, right? The call center, the food business, like you said right now, the trainings that she's into, the construction, riding the sunrise industry and doing it very well, while ensuring that the charities that she's been touched upon, a family coming from a background of non-business, but yet making sure that the social work is not postponed to another day from the almost 2000 you said, right? 2000, like 25 years ago almost, of education. She's also got medical charities. She's also got charity which focuses on training and upliftment and looking after children, so on and so forth. Somebody who's a born Rotarian. So if there was a definition of a born Rotarian, this is Sangeeta, right?
Yes,
so Piyush said in another episode earlier that there will be somebody who is a Rotarian and there are people who would be Rotarian. Here we speak about someone who is a born Rotarian. It's already in her, and now she speaks about her Rotary journey as a president of the club, and she's going to absolutely make waves internationally for sure. You need to watch this space to see Sangeeta riding another sunrise wave, this time in the cause of humanity. But that will be afterwards. Right now, let's hear about our Rotary calling.
Thank you again. So as far as Rotary is concerned, like I said, charity was never new to me. So we did charity for education, we did charity for medical things and stuff like that. But what I wanted to do was try and understand how we can do it more systematically and maybe reach out to more people. That's how I went actually and got the first meeting of Rotary, and was very pleasantly surprised and happy to go into a meeting where they were all having fun. They were like, there's music going on, people are dancing, they're enjoying themselves. Right. And I'm like, if you have to do charity in this way, is the best thing to do. Because, you're like doing both. You're doing fellowship, you're meeting people, good like-minded people, and then doing charity, doing good work, and contributing in whatever little way you can. So when I went there for the first time, I said, okay, this is the club I need to be.
Absolutely.
And let me tell you, Deonar is a very, very flamboyant and a very well-known club in our district. In fact, if I have to say that internationally, Rotary Club of Deonar has a very strong name, it would not be wrong.
Absolutely.
So Deonar was the place I wanted to be in also. So that's how I joined Rotary about 7 years back. And then there is the normal thing that we do, you become a director and then you start, doing projects and stuff like that. You keep getting involved and then they just pull you into becoming the president. So that's how I became
They're very smart.
So, yeah. So then that's how I took on the role of the president, which is like a 1-year role.
Yeah.
And irrespective of whoever is the president, I think all of us in Rotary as a team do a lot of good work.
Right.
So president is only there because you need a president. But I think most of the work is teamwork. And if it's not for the team, then our board of directors, our members, even regular members, they all contribute so beautifully that the whole journey seems to be like a cakewalk. Yeah.
So Rotarian Sangeeta or President Sangeeta?
So I prefer being called Sangeeta.
Sangeeta, okay. So Sangeeta, audience would like to listen from you about a project that is very close to your heart in the Rotary work that you are doing.
So, Rotary Club of Deonar does a lot of good projects. We have Touching Little Hearts where we do surgeries for kids. Where, when I went to the surgery and spoke to the doctor and I asked him, Suresh, how small a baby have you operated? Can you guess what he said?
3 years?
Few months?
3 years? 2 years?
3 hours.
3 hours.
As soon as the baby was born, he had to be taken into operation because whilst the baby is in the mom's womb, they already know that he's coming out with a defect. And it really shakes you up.
Yeah.
The baby is like this much. I've seen that. The baby is this much and he has all these wires and everything put into this thing. I mean, it's very,
Got to see it to
but also what makes you happy is that you are able to give life to that child who had no hope.
Yeah,
because the parents have no money and here you're giving an entire surgery.
Right.
3 hours and I was zapped out of my mind. Then the other thing that we've attended is the musculoskeleton, which is also our flagship as you're aware. Musculoskeleton, I've been to camps where you go in, where you see people walking in on 4, they're walking on their legs and arms because they cannot walk and they walk out straight up in a matter of couple of hours.
Oh.
So when you see these kind of transformations happening to people, you feel so humbled and so blessed that God's been so kind to you and you're able to go forward and give them these kind of things. So when the doctors, they're doing like 15, 20 surgeries in one day. Our Op Restore, where we reform burns patients.
Yes.
If you see how when they come back, they are people who are not able to even do basic duties of themselves start working and start earning and
relevant to themselves.
I think the biggest pleasure that I get is when I look into people's eyes. The gratitude that is in the eyes, the thankfulness that comes from there, it's so much bottom of the heart.
Right.
That is what my finding is. They're like, okay, that's what I am here for.
Right.
They are so, you should look at people, how they look at you like, they think you're like God for them.
Yeah.
That even they are not able to express because they come from that background. They may not be able to verbally say something.
Yeah.
But just looking at them and the way they look at you, like, I think that is probably answering your question.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Goosebumps for me.
Absolutely. Same here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A moment of silence. I'm like profoundly stricken, Piyush.
Yeah.
And so it's like, Deonar. I was wondering, Deonar Club. Now suddenly dawned on me. This is the club which is full of devas. Right? That's why Devkanar. Deonar. And here is the Devi in the Deonar. Mahadevi, who speaks about that 3-hour-old child. Hour, right? I didn't even know it. I mean, when I'm saying that, I still feel as a nahi ho sakta, but that's the impact. How much joy would that parent be having, and now the child would be whatever age. But just imagine the joy which is infinite. So, Sangeeta, I want to look at this aspect and your growth from really, gisifying, if that's sorry about the Mumbai language, your shoes while working, and then into business and into charity. Do you see a flow happening? Is that business acumen and wanting to get into sunrise industry? How much has it paid off for you as a president and also earlier as a Rotarian in the charity that you do? Is charity also to be done business-like, or charity is be done only from the heart?
So, like you rightly said, the right word is I've gissowed quite a lot. And it has been, very challenging because, I don't come from a business family. So I've learned maybe the hard way. And how it helps me in the charity is that, if I have to get anything done, because I do it in business, I know the way to go ahead and do it in charity and get it done in the best fashion. Maybe the most economical or the most fastest or the most better way of doing it is what helps because of the experience I carry with me. So I think charity and this go hand in hand, because only when you know what to do and how to do will you be able to do it nicely. So I think that has really helped, and that's the reason why we are able to do it also. Yes, it takes a lot of time, but if you love it, you'll do it.
Absolutely. Very nicely said.
Yes, Sangeeta. So, would you like to share any one of the most memorable moment in your Rotary life that has happened till now? Any one particular incident or one particular experience?
There is one thing which is very close to me, which is probably not Rotary, but I would like to share it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it really, like I said, some things kind of shake you up. There was a flood that happened in Kashmir, and these Kashmiris had to leave Kashmir and go to various places. So the government had given them the railway tracks in Bandra to stay. Only the tracks. So they put these saris and stuff like that to make small enclosures, maybe for their shower, maybe for their living. And somebody approached us, said, "Khane ko nahi hai, hygiene medicines nahi hai, hygiene products for women nahi hai, ye nahi hai." So we went and supported them. So we would go there probably every 3-4 days with, sometimes medicine, sometimes food, sometimes whatever we could take. And Kashmiri kids are so, Kashmiris are very good looking, right? So with the small cute kids were there, and I would love to take chocolates for them. बच्चे लोग हैं, chocolate लेके जाएगा. And kids are kids, so like typically they'll say like, और एक दे दो. So, and then you have only so much limited because you're giving so many people. So there's this one kid, he said, मुझे और दो. I said, नहीं और तो नहीं दे सकते. And he said, नहीं मुझे चाहिए. I said, नहीं sorry, but मेरे पास नहीं है. And I could see this very old man standing there. And like I said, I'm a very keen observer of faces. So I saw that fellow suddenly, like shrinking.
Yeah.
So I went there and I said, क्या हुआ काका? He said, नहीं मैडम. I said, नहीं बताइए क्या हुआ? He said, मैडम मेरे पास कश्मीर में कार्पेट की इंडस्ट्रीज थी, हम करोड़पति थे. कहाँ मेरा ये बच्चा दूध दही में नहाता था और कहाँ आज एक चॉकलेट को रो रहा है. I felt so bad. I mean, for somebody from that level to come and see your grandchild actually begging for a $10 chocolate. I don't know what to say. I mean, I've seen such things in life, no, Suresh. It really grounds you so badly. Okay, boss, you are so blessed. You're so blessed. But
yeah, fills us with gratitude.
Absolutely.
Choked.
Yeah.
I speak of the candle, the candle, like I'm just drinking it for the interest of time, which says courage, which says knowledge, which says wisdom, sab bujh gaya, but there's one candle which should not hope.
Right.
And Sangeeta, when you did with that grandfather, you were the hope. And I'm sure today when you look back what happened to their life, the child would probably be back again in Doodh and Honey. And the grandfather will be probably not here, maybe in a different world, but will be looking gracefully that you were the one who came and gave hope to the child on that day at the railway track. So that's stories which can't even be narrated. One has to feel it. We're so fortunate, Piyush.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Chirag would say the same thing behind the camera. So that feel the story is so much inexplicable than narrating the story or hearing the story, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. Rotary Club as a president, when you look back, by the time this episode would be aired, the flagship project of Madam Sangeeta, Madam President, called Sindhiyat, would have got over. Sindhiyat would have been an amazing success of celebrating the industrialness and the acumen of the amazing Sindhi community and friends. Probably never before in the Rotary world. There will be fun, there will be frolic, there will be craftsmanship, there will be artwork, food, of course, music, and so many of that will be there in Sindhiyat. But Sindhiyat would be obviously Sangeeta, Madam President's flagship for sure. But if you look at the year that you were president, and if you look at the incredible thing that you want to say, wow, ye mera salute I myself for this particular thing, what would that project be? There will be so many, I know for a fact because I am one of the directors in our team, so I know about various projects. But if you were to really pick out one, would there be one?
Very difficult to pick out one, because see, with Rotary Club of Deonar, like I've been saying, there are so many things that we do, and many a times, when you go even to the district and they say कि ये करना है तो बोला हाँ रोटरी क्लब ने तो कर दिया है, ये करना है तो ये भी कर दिया. So then it is, we are actually hunting to find out क्या नया कर सकते हैं, क्या अच्छा कर सकते हैं. So if you ask me honestly, all the projects that we do and the size of the projects that we are doing are quite large. So when I became the president, I also was thinking what else, what more. That's the question that always comes, that what is it that you're going to leave back. So Sindhiyat, very close to my heart, because I'm a Sindhi, and I would like to let people know what the Sindhi culture is. And I don't know if you're aware, Sindhi is the first human civilization, has the first thing is Sindhis. I don't know if you know that.
Sindh originates.
Yes. So the Mohenjo-daro and that all that has got discovered is the Sindhi culture, the Sindhi that is there. So people are today, because our community is probably smaller, and we are, we were kind of displaced and want to actually do our thing for ourselves, our families, our generations. We've not focused on letting the world know what Sindhism is all about. So I thought let's do this, like you rightly said. So it is something that will definitely be close to my heart. But the projects that we do, Suresh, I can't take it away, because we have, whether it is TB, whether it is school, whether it is environment, whether it's water, there is so much that we are doing. It's like you have so many children, and to say that who's your favorite child, extremely difficult. Yeah.
So I tried putting Ma'am President on a spot, but as usual, she's got the acumen. She said she will not be in a spot. She's so endearing in all the projects that happens. Piyush, as we came to the final conclusion, any landmark as a true friend of the rodeo, when you observe this conversation, what comes to your mind?
Yeah, first thing that comes to my mind is that I think there's a lot of depth in the experiences Sangeeta had before joining Rotary, during her Rotary tenure, and especially when she's been a president. I think audience would like to know what is the message she has for those who are on the fence considering becoming a Rotary member in their local area. And by the way, Sangeeta, this is on social media and people across the world will be watching it. So what is one message that you have for those who are considering to be a Rotarian?
So, like I said, when I joined Rotary, of course it is about giving, of course it is about charity. But whoever conceptualized Rotary and said that let fellowship be a very important part of it, the friends you make in Rotary, they become like family to you. And anytime anybody anywhere in the world has a problem and he knows that a Rotarian is around, he knows that there is help available. So I would like to say that if you want your family to be bigger, if you want your family to be better, and if you want to have a combination of fun and doing good work, then Rotary is the place to be there.
Absolutely.
And what else is life without all this, right? You have to be Rotarianism in your own life. Thank you so much, Sangeeta. This incredible president for this incredible year. It's a pleasure and a honor. And there are so many questions unasked. That's the feeling with which I come to the end of this episode. There's
Same
so much
here,
to go about. We could go on and really profoundly, even if one life out there gets impacted with this amazing foresight from our president, I'm sure this show would have been worth it, because one life where hope is given will really flame up so many lives, right, Piyush?
Sure,
With that, thank you so much, Sangeeta, for being on the show. It's a pleasure and an honor. Signing off from Radio Rodeo, me and Piyush, on one of the most profound episodes for this year. See you again next year when we go live on Radio Rodeo. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.